Hello everyone, welcome to the 20th part of microcontroller architecture and programming, that is serial port programming without interrupt. In communication, there are two types of a transfer, that is serial transfer and a parallel transfer. In parallel transfer, whatever data which we want to transfer, that will be sent at a time. For example, if we want to send 8 bit of a data, all the 8 bits they are transmitted at the time, that means in a single clock pulse. But to transmit this 8 bit of a data, we required 8 wires. As the number of bit increases, that the number of wire required to transmit that data will also increase. Parallel transfer is fast transfer, but it is useful for a short distance. In a contrast, serial transfer, there is a single wire present between the transmitter and the receiver, and whatever data which we want to transmit, that is transmitted bit by bit. That means the number of bits that which we want to transmit, suppose we want to transmit 8 bits, then we require 8 clock pulses to transmit that 8 bit of a data. Serial transfer is slower than parallel transfer, but for a long distance communication, serial transfer is preferred. So serial communication uses single data line, making it much cheaper. It enables two computers to communicate over the telephone line. Byte of a data must be converted to serial bits using a parallel in serial out shift register before transmitting it on the serial line, and then it is transmitted over a single data line. After receiving or at the receiving end, there must be a serial in parallel out shift register to convert the serial data into parallel. And for a short distance, the signal can be transmitted using wire, and for long distance, it is transmitted using the wireless communication. There are two types of a serial communication, asynchronous and synchronous transmission. In a synchronous method, it transfers a block of data or a character at a time. And in a asynchronous method, it transfers a single byte at a time. It uses special IC chips called UART, that is Universal or Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter, and a USAR, that is Universal Synchronous Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter. But this 8051 chip has a built-in UART IC. Data framing in asynchronous serial communication. So in asynchronous, data is transmitted in zeros and ones form. To have a sense of synchronization between transmitter and receiver, and to make sense of the data, transmitter and receiver agree on a set of rules, that is protocol. And this describes how the data is packed, how many bits constitute a character, and when the data begins and ends. So data framing in asynchronous serial communication, it is framed with the start and stop bits. In asynchronous transmission, each character is placed between the start and stop bits, and this is called as a framing. Start bit is always one bit, but the stop bit can be 1 or 2 bits. In 8051 serial port, when there is no transmission, the TXD line is held high, and this is called as a mark. Start bit always a low or a 0, and stop bit or a stop bits, that must be 1. And while transmitting this data in asynchronous communication, LSB is sent out first. So here is the framing of a ASCII character A. So here ASCII character is transmitted serially. To frame this ASCII character A, so it is represented in binary as 8 bit. So this A is represented as 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. So here start bit is given to make a frame, and one stop bit is given. So when no data is transmitted on the transmission line, this is held high, this is called as mark, and this is the stop bit of the frame or starting bit of a frame, start bit, and this is must be low to indicate that the start of a frame, and this is the stop bit which is high to indicate that end of a frame. So the transmission begins with a start bit followed by the LSB, that is D0, then the rest of the bits until MSB, that is D7, and finally the one stop bit indicating the end of the character will send on the transmission line. When there is no transfer, the signal is 1 or high, which is referred to as a mark. ESCON register, which is used in a serial communication. Actually, we have studied this ESCON register in a previous video, but let's have a look into this register again. So this is a 8-bit register, and the bits SM0 and SM1, that is nothing but the D7 and D6 bit of ESCON register, they are used to set the mode of the serial communication. So these are the modes. Mode 0, when these two bits are equal to 0, 0, mode 0 is selected. This is the shift register mode, where baud rate is selected using the oscillator frequency divided by 12. In mode 1, it is a 8-bit UART mode, where baud rate is variable and determined by timer 1. In mode 2, when this bit SM0 and SM1 equal to 10, it is a 9-bit UART, where baud rate is decided by oscillator frequency divided by 64 or 32. And when these bits equal to 11, mode 3 is selected, that is a 9-bit UART, where baud rate is variable and determined by timer 1. So in this video, we are going to use the mode 1, that is 8-bit UART, and the other bits of this ESCON registers. So here SM2 bit, that is a multiprocessor communication bit, that is 5th bit of this ESCON register. So this bit can be set or cleared by the software to enable multiprocessor communication in mode 2 and 3. So when this SM2 bit is 1, an interrupt is generated if bit 9 of received data is 1, and no interrupt is generated if this 9th bit of received data is 0. And if mode 1 is selected and SM2 bit is 1, no interrupt will be generated unless a valid stop bit is received. And if we are using the mode 0, then SM2 bit must be 0. Now the other bits of this ESCON register, that is REN. So this is bit is used to enable and disable the receiver. When this bit is 1, it enables the reception, and when it is 0, it disables the reception. Then TB8 bit, that is bit 3 of ESCON register. So this is the 9th bit of a data to be transmitted in 9-bit UART mode, that is mode 2 and 3. Then RB8, this is received bit 8. So this is the 9th bit of a data received in 9-bit UART mode, that is mode 2 and mode 3. Now the TI, this is transmit interrupt flag. When 8-bit data from SBUF register completely transmitted, this flag will automatically set. And the bit RI, that is bit 0 of ESCON register, this is a receiver interrupt flag. When the last bit of 8-bit data is received in SBUF register, this flag will be set. Now the PCON register, this is also used or to control the serial communication. So this is also an 8-bit register. S-mode bit, that is 7th bit of this PCON register. This is a serial baud rate modify bit. When this S-mode bit is 1, it doubles the baud rate decided by the timer 1. Then bits 6, 5 and 4, they are not implemented, that means they are reserved. Then bit GF1 and GF0, that is bit 3 and 2 of PCON register, general purpose flag bits 1 and 0. Then bit 1, that is PD, power down bit. So when this bit is 1, 8051 enters in a power down configuration. And idle bit, that is bit 0 of PCON register. When this bit is 1, 8051 enters to idle mode configuration. Now the communication of this serial communication in mode 1. So in this mode, SBUF becomes a 10-bit full duplex transceiver. Transceiver means we can use this SBUF in transmission as well as in reception. So it is a 10-bit full duplex transceiver. The 10 bits are 1 start bit, 8 data bit and a 1 stop bit. So this 10 bit will consider as a frame. The interrupt flag TI and RI will be set once transmission or reception is over. So in this mode, the baud rate is variable and is determined by the timer 1 overflow rate. So here, how can we set the baud rate for this mode 1? So here, 2 raised to s mod divided by 32 into timer 1 overflow rate. This formula is given to set the baud rate. So this timer 1 overflow rate is nothing but oscillator clock frequency divided by 12 into 256, that is the maximum count. This is nothing but the 8-bit mode or 8-bit UART. So the maximum count is 256 minus the value or the count loaded into TH1. So let's see how we can set the particular baud rate for and what should be the value loaded to the into the TH1. Suppose we wish to set the baud rate equal to 9600. So for serial communication, there are different baud rates are available: 9600, then 4800, 2400, 1200. These are the different baud rates with which we can transmit the data or receive data serially. Suppose we want to or we wish to set this baud rate 9600. So here our formula is baud rate equal to 2 raised to s mod divided by 32 into timer 1 overflow rate. And this timer 1 overflow rate is nothing but oscillator clock frequency divided by 12 into 256 minus value of a TH1. Now baud rate we have decided, that is 9600. Now we have to find the value to be loaded into TH1 flag or TH1 register. So here we have considering that this s mod bit is equal to 0. That means we are not doubling the baud rate. So we have making this bit s mod equal to 0. Now we have considering the oscillator clock frequency equal to 11.0592 megahertz. So that's why I have written over here 10 raised to 6 divided by 12 into s minus TH1. Now we want to calculate the value that should be loaded into TH1 to generate the baud rate of 9600. So here we can rewrite this equation as a 256 minus TH1 into 2 raised to 0 upon 32 into 11.0592 into 10 raised to 6. So it should be 10 raised to 6 divided by 12 into 9600. So after dividing 2 raised to 0 divided by 32, we get the value 0.03125, and after this division we get the value 96. So here we get the value after multiplication is 3, that is 256 minus TH1 is equal to 3. Now by rearranging this equation we get the value that should be loaded into TH1, that is equal to 256 minus 3 equal to, that is 253, and that is represented in hex as a FDH. So this is the value that should be loaded into TH1 to generate the baud rate of 9600. So here are the different baud rate values for baud rate 9600. So here minus 3 decimal value that can be loaded, or the hex value FDH that can be loaded into TH1. For baud rate 4800, minus 6 that should be loaded into TH, that is decimal value, or we can load the hex value FAH for this baud rate. Now to set the baud rate 2400, we can place the value decimal value minus 12 into TH1, or we can place hex value F4H into TH1. And for baud rate 1200, we can use minus 24 decimal value or a hex value as a E8H. So for this, to calculating these values, we have considered the crystal frequency equal to 11.0592 megahertz. So here timer 1 TH1 register value for various baud rates they have given. So here are the steps to program the 8051 to transfer data serially. So first, TMOD register is loaded with the value 20H, indicating the use of the timer 1 in mode 2, that is 8-bit auto reload mode, to set the baud rate. As it is fixed that we have to use the timer 1 to set the baud rate, and as we are using this 8-bit auto reload mode, so we are selecting in a mode, or we are selecting or converting this timer 1 into mode 2. Then the second step is the TH1 is loaded with the values in table to set the baud rate for serial data transfer. In the previous table we have seen the different values for the different baud rates that should be loaded into TH1. Then the SCON register is loaded with the value 50H, indicating serial mode 1, where an 8-bit data is framed with the start and the stop bits. So we also have to configure the SCON register. Then set TR1 bit equal to 1 to start the timer, and we have to monitor the TI flag. So after setting when the last bit that is transmitted, then this TI flag will set, and we have to clear this flag with the instruction clear TI. The character byte to be transferred serially is written into the SBUF register, and the TI flag bit is monitored with the use of the instruction JNB TI, jump if not bit, and target to see if the character has been transferred completely. After transmission, to transfer the next character, go to step 5, that means clear the flag for the next data transmission. So here is the assembly language program to transfer data serially. So write a program for 8051 to transfer letter A serially at 4800 baud rate, 8-bit data, 1 stop bit continuously. So we have to transfer this letter continuously in mode 1, that is 8-bit data and 1 stop bit, and we have to use this baud rate 4800. So we have to first calculate the value which should be loaded into TH1 to generate this baud rate. So here the formula is given, baud rate that can be generated using the formula 2 raised to S mod divided by 32 into timer 1 overflow rate, and timer 1 overflow rate is nothing but oscillator clock frequency divided by 12 into 256 minus TH1. So here baud rate, we know that we have to set it to 4800. Now we have to find the value for TH1. So we have rearranged this equation and we get the value, that is TH1 equal to 256 minus 6, that is 250, and the hex value for this 250 decimal is FAH. So this should be loaded into TH1 to generate the baud rate of 4800. Or we can use the hex value, decimal value, that is minus 6, or hex value FAH. So here is the assembly language program to transfer data serially. So this is our starting location in RAM memory. Here is the ljump start. That means we are jumping to the start level, and here our actual program start from this location, that is ORG0030H. So here actually this type of format is used to avoid the interrupt vector table, which will be seen in the next video for serial interrupt with serial programming or serial port programming with interrupt. So here in main program, our first instruction is move tmod comma hash 20h. So here we are using or selecting the timer 1 in mode 2, and now we are loading the baud rate count or a value into TH1, that is 0FAH. Now we are also initializing the UART in mode 2, that is 8-bit data and 1 stop bit, using the value 50H, that is move scon equal comma hash 50H. Now start the timer using instruction setB TR1. Here whatever data we want to transmit, first place into SBUF register. So we are placing it in SBUF register using instruction move SBUF comma hash A. So here letter A is copied or loaded into SBUF register. Now here as we are loaded the letter into SBUF and timer 1 is started, it is started transmitting the data. And while transmitting, we have to monitor this TI flag with the instruction JNB TI comma back, that is jump if not bit TI. If this TI bit is equal to 0, jump to this location. That means check for transmit interrupt flag. We have to wait for the interrupt. So when this condition becomes false, that means when this TI flag becomes 1, it will break the loop and we have to clear the flag for the next round. So again jump, if we want to transmit it again, jump to this location again. So again place the letter A into SBUF and again transmit it. So as we are using this timer in auto reload mode, so we need not to stop it and again reload the values into TH1. So it will automatically transmit the letter A continuously. C program for the same. So here our first instruction include reg51.h, main program wide main. So here by loading the value 0x20h into T mode, we are actually configuring the timer 1 into mode 2. Then we are loading the value for baud rate 4800, that is 0xFA in TH1. Now we are configuring the SCON register. Then by using the instruction TR1 equal to 1, start the timer. Now using the while loop, set or place the value in SBUF, that which we want to transmit. So here we are placing the letter A into SBUF and we are monitoring the flag TI. So when it is 0, while it is continuously it is 0, it will be remain over there. When it becomes 1, then we have to clear this flag using this instruction TI equal to 0. And as we are using while loop while 1, so this will continuously transmitting the letter A. Now assembly language program to transfer data serially. Second example, write a program for the 8051 to transfer the message earth serially at 9600 baud rate, that is 8-bit data 1 stop bit continuously. So here our initial location and we are jumping to the next location, that is start, which is located at origin, that is 30h. Again here the instruction move tmod comma hash 20h, that is used to select the timer 1 in mode 2, and we are loading the value 0fdh into th1 to set the baud rate equal to 9600. Again we are configuring the SCON register, that means we are initializing the UART in mode 2, that is 8-bit data and 1 stop bit using the value hash 50h. Start timer using instruction set bit tr1. Now move first letter, that is E, into accumulator and call the load function. So in load, where whatever data present in accumulator, that is given or that is loaded into the SBUF, and again till the last character or last bit to be transmitted, we have to monitor this flag TI with the instruction JNB TI. So when this TI flag is 0, it will remains over here. When this TI flag becomes 1, it will come out from the loop and clear TI flag for next round and return from this subroutine. So after this instruction RET, it will come to the instruction move A comma A. So here the next letter of this earth we are loading into accumulator and again calling the load function. So here this subroutine, load subroutine is called again in A. Now letter A is given, so it will be loaded into SBUF and it is transmitted. Similarly, we are transmitting letter A and call load subroutine. Again for T and H we are called subroutines. So in this way we can continuously transmit this message earth using this instruction. So sjump loop, so it will again transmit the message again and again. Now steps to programming the 8051 to receive data serially. Now the TMOD register is loaded with the value 20H, indicating the use of the timer 1 in mode 2 8-bit autoreload to set the baud rate. Now again load the TH1 register with the values that is used to set the particular baud rate. Then again configure the SCON register with the value 50H, indicating serial mode 1 where 8-bit data is framed with start and stop bit and receiver is enabled. Then set the TR1 bit equal to 1 to start the timer, clear the RI flag, and then again character byte to be transmitted serially will receive byte to be received serially will receive into the SBUF register. So we have to wait for to receive all the 8 bits into SBUF register and till we have to monitor the RI flag. When this flag is raised, that means all the 8 bit they have received into the SBUF register. So store this received character into register, some other register, and the 9th step is to receive the next character, go to step 5. That means clear the RI flag and again receive the data in SBUF register. So here is the example. Write a program for the 8051 to receive bytes of data serially and put them in P1 continuously. That means we have to receive data and we have to send that data port to port 1 continuously. And we have to do this with the baud rate 4800. And we have to use mode 1, that is 8-bit UART, where 8-bit data and 1 stop bit we have to use. So this is the initial location, and our actual program will be initiated at the memory location 0030H. So here again we are moving the value 20H to T mode to select timer 1 in mode 2. And we are loading the value 0 FAH to TH1 to set the baud rate equal to 4800. Now we are loaded the SCON register with a value #50H to initialize the UART in mode 2, that is 8-bit data and 1 stop bit. Start timer using set-bit instruction. And now monitor as we start the timer, the data will start receiving in SBUF. So we have to just monitor the RI flag using instruction JNB RI back. So jump if not bit RI to back. When this RI is equal to 0, we have to jump the label back. So we have to wait for the interrupt. So when this flag becomes high, so this will come out from this loop and whatever data that is received in SBUF, that is stored into the register accumulator. Now what we have to do? We have to put this data or send this data to port 1 continuously. So using instruction move P1, A, we are sending this data to port 1. Now clear the TI flag to receive next data. And as we have to do this continuously, so yes, jump to back. So here again, as TI is cleared, the next data will start receiving into SBUF. And continuously you can receive the data and send it to port 1. Now C program to receive data serially. So here our main program. We have using unsigned character, that is mybit, where we are going to store the received data. So here T mode equal to 0 x20. So we are selecting the timer 1 in mode 2. We have loaded the value FAH into TH1 to set the baud rate 4800. Again SCON equal to 0 X50H. So this will select the receiver or enable the receiver, and TR1 equal to 1 will start the timer. So here while one loop is used to repeat it forever. So in this loop what we have to do, we have to receive data, and while receiving we have to monitor this RI flag. If it is equal to 0 0, it will remain over there. When it is equal to 1, it will come out the loop, and whatever data that is received into SBUF, that will be stored into mybit variable. And our next step 8, we have to send this data to port 1. So we are writing instruction P1 comma P1 equal to mybit, and clear the flag to receive next byte of a data. So in this way we can receive the data continuously and sending it to port 1. So this is the assignment. You have to write C and assembly program to transmit and receive the data. Thank you.